No.
That's silly.
That was fun. That was fun.
All right, I have this.
All right, we have 8 minutes till go time. We're already live.
Let's just sign into chat. Oh, they can hear us.
Yep. Well, they shouldn't hear anything. The only input that should be live right now should be mute the HDMI feed.
I can hear it on here. I can hear it on here.
set. Can you hear that?
Intro video? Well, good evening and welcome to our online youth parent meeting. My name is Jack and I am the Director of Youth and Modern here.
I am Anthony. I am the Associate Youth Director here.
And we are glad that you are joining with us to hear about what we got going on this year with our church. Now, to kick it off and to begin here, I want to let you know, as you found out in an email recently, that our church has voted to depart from the United Methodist Church. And what that means for us is that we will be getting a name change, but what it won't mean is we would not be changing how much we love each other and how much we love Richmond Hill. That being said, anything that we have with our old RHUMC stuff on it will be getting a new name soon. So just going to give that to you, let you know that's what's happening, what's coming up soon, okay? So we don't want to waste your time. So we're going to go ahead and jump right in. If you have any questions throughout this presentation, we just ask that you put them in the chat. We have the Blake Burrows in the back of the room who are helping us out. They're monitoring the chat, running the live stream, and we will address all the questions you leave at the end of the chat, okay? So me and Anthony, we are so excited about this year and about what's going to be happening. But the first thing I want to let you know is that we here at our youth group, we are all about loving God, others, and self. And what I mean by that is that when we say loving God, we mean having a relationship with Jesus and how that relationship, getting to know Him better and letting Jesus live through you is what we want for each student. The second thing is what, Anthony?
The second thing is loving others. Within loving others, we're talking about the relationships that you have with each other and sharing the love of Christ with other people through relationships, through giving, through serving, through kindness, just being a kind person to as many people as you can, as often as you can.
And then the last part is loving self. And what we mean by that, we don't mean to love yourself above all of the things. It's third on the list for a reason. We want to make sure that we're loving God, loving others, but remembering that you are beautifully and wonderfully made by God and that we need to not hate ourselves, but we need to love who God has made us to be and lean into that of who God is working on, shaping us to be. So that's all about loving God, others, and self. And we're going to talk a little bit later. We're going to be doing a series on that coming up pretty soon. All right, so moving on to our next slide, which will be our schedules, our weekly schedule. Every week, starting next week, these things will be happening. What's the first thing on the list, sir?
So the first thing on the list is every week starts on Sunday with us, and we have Sunday Youth 2.0. That is actually our Sunday school time in the youth room, which is right across from the modern worship service. That time is from 10 o'clock until 10:50 in the morning. And it's all youth, 6th grade through 12th grade. Right now, we just started a new video series where we're talking through a Bob Goff series, talking about how we can radically love others. And we have a good time in there, and we have volunteers to help us out, and that's what we do on Sundays.
And we love for you to come and be a part of that. It's happening every week. That thing happens every week.
Rain
all
or
the
shine,
time.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. If these doors are open on Sunday, that's happening.
And sometimes when the doors aren't open on
Yeah,
Sunday.
we make it happen.
Yes.
All right. So next thing on our list is Wednesday night youth. Now, Wednesday night youth each week starts at 6:30 p.m. and it goes through 8 p.m. And what we typically do on a typical week, we will, and this is what we'll be doing starting in September, we will have everyone gather up. The youth will split up by middle school and high school, and then we'll have worship, we'll have a sermon, then we break out and do small groups. And starting in September, that's what we'll be doing. So we would love for y'all to come and be a part, and that happens every day we have school, we have Wednesday night youth. Every Wednesday we have school.
Yes.
Not every day, but only on Wednesdays.
Yes.
So on Wednesdays, we will always be here if school is happening, 6:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. It's a lot of fun. We hope that you come and be a part. Next one.
Next, we have Thursday Breakfast Club. What?
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. I sent you on too soon.
You did.
All right. Something else we need to tell you about. So Wednesday Night Youth, something you need to know. We just need to look up there. I'll tell them to click the next, and then we'll look down.
Okay.
So during a Wednesday Night Youth, your drop-off and pickup rules. So basically, from 6 p.m. to 6:15, you can drop your students off. 6 p.m. is the earliest we ask you drop them off. But if you drop them off in between 6 and 6:15, we ask that you drop them off in the back parking lot and then let them come in through the youth room and through the side doors. We have jam starting in September, and they have a whole big system for how they drop children off, pick them up. Yes, right there it is. So as you can see, and you can make this full screen, Russ, if you don't mind. You don't need to see me on this. Make this full screen. But basically, if you're dropping off 6 to 6:15, you need to be in the back arrow off of Carter Street. Drop them off there, and then come in the side door. And then after 6:15, all the way through 6:30, 6:40, whenever you drop them off, they can be dropped off at the tower. And the tower, you can see, goes around the back of the church and come in. We do ask that you drive that direction, if at all possible. It really helps with our flow of traffic. So, thank you. All right, now go back to that slide, if you don't mind, sir. Want to cover one more thing. Getting dinner. Whoop, you did exactly right. You were supposed to, man. Connor's killing it, and I'm screwing it up for him. Thank you. A couple other things, too, that we have issues with. On Wednesday night, youth, sometimes people want to get dinner right before they come into youth, and that is okay, but there's a couple rules. First off, you must have permission to leave and get dinner. In our youth permission form, which you're going to fill out later because you're super good at being a youth parent, when you fill that out, there'll be a thing for you to check that off. You must check that off for your student to be able to walk away from here without adult supervision to go to Firehouse or Starbucks. Okay? If you want to go, you must arrive here before 6:20 p.m. We are not letting kids go after 6:20. All right? And you have to go to Firehouse or Starbucks. We do not allow you to cross the street. If you want Zaxby's, Subway, whatever, you're going to need to take your kid there and then bring them to us. Safety issues, we do not want that to be going on. So to recap that, got to have permission for it. You got to be here before 6:20, and it's going to be Firehouse or Starbucks or Great Clips if you can find some food there. I don't think they have food.
Or just need a haircut.
Yeah. True. All right. Next one. Now it's your turn.
Now it's my turn. Thursday Breakfast Club. Every Thursday that school's in session, we have Breakfast Club at Sunshine Breakfast. That's 6:15 to 7 a.m. High school is the first and third Thursdays. Middle school is the second and fourth Thursdays. And I can never keep that straight, so we will remind you every single Wednesday from now until we stop meeting that whose week it is.
Always.
We ask that you also bring your own money for breakfast. You bring the money, we'll get you to school. So you get your kid to the Sunshine Breakfast, and then we get the kid to school on time, hopefully. And this is only during the school year.
I don't think we've ever brought them in late, as best I can recall, but I don't have a good memory.
Don't start that stuff now.
So this is going to start next week with our high school because it'll be the third Thursday of the month. So we'll have, in August, we'll have one high school. That'll be next week. And then one middle school the following week. This is actually a weird 5 Thursday month, but we're not going on the 5th. We only do first and third, second and fourth. Okay. So one of each.
And one more thing. If you have a rising sixth grader, make sure your sixth grader knows how to pay at a restaurant, including tip. We do ask that you tip when you go to the restaurant.
True.
So make sure they know how to do that. We can help them, but Jack and I aren't very nice at that early in the morning with students that don't know how to tip. I'm
Anthony's
not very nice.
Not as nice as I am.
Yeah, Jack's super nice. Anyway.
In the morning. In the evening, I can get grumpy. Anyway. All right, next slide. All right, Club 412. Now, Club 412 is a Christian club. There is one at the middle school and the high school, but first we'll talk about middle school. Middle school meets on Fridays at the library in the media center at the middle school, 7 a.m. to 7:30. So if you want to come and be a part, it is an awesome group. It's not just our church. It's all churches that want to participate in Richmond Hill. Last week we met for the first time, and we had 80 some odd students there. Mostly not many odd students. Anyway, we had 80 students there. It was an awesome time. We'd love for you to come. We do a devotion, and usually the students lead the devotion. We have a little time of prayer and stuff like that. You really should be a part. So we love for you to participate. Definitely be a part of that. Now, the high school has a version too as well. High school, Club 412, I just realized you don't know any of this information. So, High School Club 412 meets on Wednesdays at 7 a.m., and they meet in Mrs. Doty's class. I think that's how you say her name. Yes, good. And room 103, and it's the same thing. It's a Bible study. They meet together. They have a good time getting to know Jesus, know each other better. Love you to be a part of that. But also, there's one more. The high school also hosts an FCA meeting every Tuesday in the East Gym, and that's at 7 a.m. And again, these are all things that any Christ followers or anybody really in general, doesn't matter your church or wherever, are welcome to come. We just want you to know about them. All right, moving on to the next one. You can go ahead.
Next up, we have opportunities to serve. These are both for youth and adults. Some of the places that you can serve and help us out are on the tech team, the youth bands, and the greeter team. So the tech team is the group that helps us in the backs of our worship spaces. They help with clicking and sound and all that sort of stuff. Live stream, making sure our pro presenter is on point as best as it can be, making sure the live stream is good and crisp, and making Jack and I look as good as we can, which is more on us and not on you. So don't worry too much. So that's what tech team does. Then we have the youth bands. We actually have live worship every Wednesday.
Every week. Led
by youth of the church.
Woo!
We actually will. We need youth band people. So if you play an instrument, if you sing, if you have talents like that, let us know. We'll get you plugged in.
Yeah, all you got to do for that, if you want to be a part, is just send me a video of you singing or using your instrument, whether it's your voice or, a guitar or a guitar. If you play guitar, we'd love for you to come.
Any kind of guitar.
Any instrument, really. Just send it to us, and we'll let you know. But you send it to me. That'd be great.
All right. And then lastly, we have the greeter team. The greeter team meets at 6 p.m., and they stay till 6:40 p.m. You meet students with a smile. You help students check in. You make students feel welcome. Basically, you're the adult presence in the room because Jack and I can't be everywhere at one time.
It's true.
So we ask for some adult parents and those sorts of people to come in and just help direct students where to go and make sure everybody feels welcome.
And with this, youth can be a part of the tech team. Youth can be obviously youth bands, and youth can be a part of the greeting team. So if you, both youth or adult, you're interested in that, let us know. We also have some opportunities that are just adults as well. So next slide. Pew. All right, so opportunities to serve if you just adults. First off, we have small group leaders. Now, the bread and butter, the most awesome part of our youth group is our small group leaders. They are the ones that meet and talk and dive in deep with your students as we break up from the worship time and the sermon time, and they go out, and we need awesome small group leaders to have an awesome youth group. And so if you're interested in being a part, we're going to have a training on August 25th, and that'll be 5:30 to 7:30. That's on a Sunday in our fellowship hall. We're going to have the training. We're going to have tips and advice, and we're going to have food, good food. I won't cook ever again. I'm buying it. We're catering it. It's going to be great. And we'd love for you to be a part. It is really one of the biggest things that contributes to the life and growth of our students. So if you want to be a part of that, we'd love you to be a part of that. Another one is breakfast club drivers. We need individual people, like your own personal vehicle to drive, as well as people to drive our church vehicles. We have 3 15-passenger buses, and we need people to drive those. So if you're interested in being a part of that, you can let us know as well. And there's one on the list I didn't put in, and I apologize. But if you would like to help out with Sunday Youth 2.0, we would love to hear from you. That is a very important part of our ministry here. We have some awesome volunteers, and we have some awesome volunteers who would love to have a few more awesome volunteers, so they didn't have to awesomely volunteer as much. So let's put that succinctly. But yeah, so please, if you're interested in any one of those, we would love to have your help. We give you the information. We give you the training. We make sure you are coming in and just bringing your gifts to be used. So yeah, all right. Next one.
Youth merch. We have logo hats that are available from Dern Design. They look similar to this.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure actually where that price is. This is the price from last year.
Yes.
That price may or may not have gone up with inflation and stuff. So just take that with a grain of salt.
Yeah, but they are available at Dern Design still.
Yes.
We also have the some Love shirts available via our merch store, and those can be accessed. If you ask us how to get to it, we can tell you how to get there.
Yeah, you can go ahead and click to the next slide. You can see what those look like. They look
There you go.
like this, and there is that QR code still works.
Hey, sweet.
So yeah, so if you're watching this not on your phone but on your TV, you can take your phone out and scan that.
Yeah.
But we have a whole big variety. We have a lot of different designs of our Love God Other Self shirts. So
We have shirts, and we also have some hoodies, which are very comfortable and very warm. And buy those things and be merched up.
woo! All right, next slide. All right, so whoop. There we go. Don't start the video yet. Okay, so one of the things that we do here with our youth is that we sponsor missionaries. Now, James and Jenna Roberts and Micah and Sadie, I got to add her to our pictures. There is another child in this picture now that they have. Beautiful little girl, little Sadie Mae. Anyway, but they are missionaries in Togo, West Africa, and they work with Converge, which is a missionary ministry that partners with churches. And our church is one of the churches they partner with. They lead Christian kids camps and help support other local churches. And what we do is we ask every week, we ask that our kids give $1 a month to help support. If every one of our students gives $1 a month, we will meet our goal of $100 to support them every month. And what's better than me telling you about what they do is for you to watch a video of what they do. And this is the update. This update's from last year. This is a good update from James.
Hey everyone, this is James Roberts from the 6th Degree Initiative in Togo, West Africa. And I just wanted to give a quick video update about a cool thing that we're doing right now here at New Life Church, one of our first church plants here in Togo. So for both Jen and I, our passion has always been in camp and youth ministry. We had the incredible privilege of working at a camp ministry for over 5 years back in the United States. And so God built a burden in our hearts for wanting to take that same type of ministry to the mission field, where here on the ground in Togo, our team has been doing camp ministry for over a decade, geared more towards elementary school age students and middle school students, which is awesome. We have come to build on top of that, but we're even excited about gearing more towards teens and high school age students. And so right now, just behind me, you can hear the worship going on right now, that we have over 90 high school students in there right now. We just spent the whole morning playing games, doing vocational workshops, learning different trades, and now we're getting ready to go into teaching time, where they'll hear Pastor Alex, the pastor here at New Life Church, talk about Jesus being the solution and what does that mean for them. There's a problem in this world. Sin has entered into the world. What's the solution to that problem? And both you and I know that the solution is always going to be Jesus Christ. And so for these kids who have grown up in a lifestyle where voodoo has been passed down after generation to generation from father to son, we're seeing God break spiritual strongholds by drawing these kids out of this religion and into the light of the hope of the gospel. And so we want to say thank you so much for those of you who have prayed for us, and specifically those who support our ministry here. It is because of your generosity and your prayers that we get to celebrate things like this. Children worshiping the Lord, and ultimately teens that are going to sit there in just a few minutes and hear the gospel, some for the very first time. And so we wanted to say thank you so much for your love, for your support. Ask that you continue to pray for us, our team, and what God is doing in the youth here in Togo, West Africa. God bless.
And just so you know, parents, if you are interested in supporting James and Jenna yourself, you can absolutely do that. Reach out to me, and I'll send you a link to how you can do that. But they're awesome, and we're so excited for all the work that they are doing. All right, now we're going to be moving on to SWO 25. Man, I always find something.
Yeah.
in the midst of this. And the date is right,
No,
but
it's
the
not.
year is wrong.
The date's not right either.
Oh, no, it's not.
We're not going to spoil for the whole month of May.
That would be a long thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me fix this for you here a little bit. SWO 2025 will be going from May 26th to May 31st this year. So it'll be the Monday after school is out, and we'll be heading off. And this trip is for current 7th graders, meaning like right now 7th graders through 12th graders. This year, it's going to be $650 per person, and that is actually not estimated. I got that confirmed today. So $650, $100, whoop, it went away. Now it's back. $100 non-refundable deposit is due on September 4th. Oh, what? That's the right date, yes. Yes, it is soon. And one of the reasons soon because just a week after that, they open up for anyone to sign up. And if you signed up that you came the year before, you have the opportunity to get as many spots as you did the year prior. So whenever we're going through this, whenever you want to be a part, if you want to be a part, all deposits are going to be made through our Church Center app or a link that will be sent out, which will take you to that. But you will sign up with our registration that way, and that registration will be opened up probably, the plan is next week, and I will send out reminders, and it is a first-come, first-served basis. We have 100 initial spots for students and 10 reserved for chaperones. So if you're wanting to go, we'll let you know when that's going to open up so that you can sign up and take care of that, but it is first-come, first-served. If we go over that number, we will have a waiting list that you can sign up for. But we just want to let you know, last year we had an amazing time. We have gone since 2014. We've been going to this camp, and we keep going back because it changes lives. Camp changes lives. So, and there are some regulations you need to follow to be a part of it. You need to make sure that you attend 3 youth events. Okay, and that's not just party days. You need to do 3 youth events with us, and really 3 church events is what we need. We need to know you. We need to know who you are. We need to be able to see your face. Need to come, and that is per semester. So from now until the end of December, you need to get 3 times coming in to youth or a church event. And youth breakfasts do count. You just got to make sure to sign in. That's how we track it, is by sign-in. And then in the spring, do the same thing. On the sheet that has been attached to this email that you got the link for this for, it has all the dates for it. But basically, you have until the 4th is whenever you need to have that initial deposit in. And then in January, you'll have to confirm that you're going. And then you'll have to pay the full amount in April before we go. So it is a lot of fun, and that is non-refundable. $100 non-refundable deposit, just non-refundable. Okay, not refundable. All right, next thing.
Next up, we have Camp Connect. Camp Connect is basically our middle school camp. It's our opportunity for 6th graders, 7th graders, and 8th graders to be able to go to a week of camp down at Epworth by the Sea. The cost of the trip this year is $440. That is an estimate.
Yes.
That is an estimate. We'll get more hard numbers once we figure all this stuff out. This money does include lodging and meals, except on the way up and back. Epworth by the Sea is able to meet gluten and nut-free requirements upon request. Sometime in January, around the 19th, there will be a $100 deposit due. It's non-refundable. We're not able to give Camp Connect your name for registration if your deposit is not received by this date, which basically means if you don't sign up by that date, we can't guarantee that you're going to be able to go to camp.
True.
Also, you can make partial payments as long as the full deposit is paid in full by January 19th. And then later in the month of April, the full remaining balance is due by 5 p.m.
Yep. So that's a fun trip. Last year, we doubled the number we took. I think we took 16 last year. We took like 8 the year before.
Yeah.
So it's an awesome week. It's actually where I got my start in ministry that I got paid for. They got paid. It was nice. I worked there in the summers. Awesome camp. The director's amazing. All right. Next slide. And VBS, go ahead and put it on your calendars because this is Janine's plug here. June 23rd through June 27th. And it's an awesome opportunity for the youth to serve. We have usually a ton of youth who help with it. But we want you to go ahead and make sure you plan your vacations around it. So make sure you're here. You can do that. We trust you. Just put it on your calendar. All right. Next slide.
Next slide, Appalachia Service Project, also called ASP. You'll hear the ASP thrown around a lot. It is projected to be 7/6 through 7/12. That will be firmed up.
Yes, and I just remember I got a text just before we started.
Okay.
The cost this year is going to be $375, not $350.
Okay, so $375 to go on ASP this year. ASP is a construction project in the mountains of North Carolina or Tennessee, the Appalachian Mountains. The cost includes lodging and meals while at ASP. There's approximately $75 that's going to be due around the beginning of November. Additional payments will be due the beginning of March, and the final balance will be due 2 weeks prior to the trip. If you have any questions or anything else, you can check out asphome.org. You can come see Jack for more information or Miss Amanda Hendricks.
Yes, and also to let you know that this is a trip for high schoolers, but if you are an 8th grader now and you're going to be a rising 9th grader, that counts too.
Okay.
So if you want to be a part of that, you can. It's an amazing mission trip, and this is one our church has done for many years, and really it is an awesome opportunity. So, all right, next slide.
Now, Jack, before we go on,
I'm
what
sorry.
happens if some of our youth aren't able to? Maybe they can't afford to do some of these trips and fun things that we do. What can they do?
Well, we do a little thing called fundraisers to help you out with that. We have 3 main fundraisers that we do each year to help you raise money for our trips. The first one is our Youth Classic Golf Tournament. That is going to be on October 19th this year. On August 19th, whole sponsorships sales will begin. And basically, with the golf tournament, how you earn money is that you sell whole sponsorships. They are $150 a piece. We'll send all this out in an email, but basically, you'll get a form and a way for you to get whole sponsors. You go to businesses, rich uncles, wherever you need to go, and you get them to buy up these whole sponsors, and you get to keep $100 of it to your trip. It'll be accredited to your account, and $50 of it goes to help fund the golf tournament itself. And also, if you get prize donations, you'll earn $20 per prize donation, and for bulk golf tournament gifts, like little baggies that say some company's name on it, stuff like that. We'll give you $20 for each one of those that you bring in. And the last way you get money is by working the golf tournament, coming and being at a hole, helping register people in, stuff like that. So this is one of our biggest money makers. You can raise all the funds you need if you get out there and sell some whole sponsors. So that'll be coming up. That's our first one. This is our second one.
Our second one is the annual youth yard sale. It's always the beginning of March. Lots of fun. Is that a hard date?
That is a hard date-ish.
Okay.
It's a hard date for right now. That's what we're going for.
Okay. So
March 1st.
March 1st will be the annual youth yard sale. You sign up to work Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So those dates are February 27th and 28th. And then, of course, on the actual day of. Sign Up Genius is how you actually will do that. We'll put all that stuff out later.
We'll send it out.
And how you earn money is you earn money by working. It's based on how much you work and how much we earn and how many people work. So basically, the more you work and the more we earn, the more you get. Jack does all the math, and then I come back and fix it.
Yes.
And that's how that
yes,
works.
it's so true. All math is like that for
Yes.
me. All right, so that one, and then our last fundraiser is our most holy one. It is our Krispy Kreme fundraiser, and we do that sometime in the spring. That'll be determined later, but that's super easy. You earn money by selling donuts. It's all digital, and you'll share the link, and they buy them, and the money goes to you. So it's fun, and we have these 3 awesome fundraisers to help you raise all that money because we know camp ain't cheap. So all right,
And
lastly, sorry.
I don't know if it says there.
Yeah.
Parents
that's
are
true.
allowed to work fundraising events and earn money for your youth or for their own trip costs. So if you're chaperoning and you can't fund the trip, you can come work at the golf tournament or the yard sale, and we can put money in your account for yourself to be able to chaperone the trips. So
Absolutely.
all's not lost.
All right, next slide. All right. So our youth online forums. All right. Actually, I sent a new thing. That link is not correct anymore, but it is in your thing I emailed you today. So we'll send that out again. But we have a participation form that you need to fill out every year. And yes, you filled one out last year, and I'm so proud of you. But you got to do it again. So you can go on. You'll click the link that will be that has been emailed out to you or posted on our Facebook, and fill it out for your whole family. You're filling it out as the parent. You're filling it out for you and your kids. So we need you to do that. Don't let your kids fill it all out. It gets all kind of messed up. You do it, parents. Your kids are self-sufficient. They could probably do it themselves, but I need your contact info too. So, yeah, please do that. All right, next one. Pew, pew. Go ahead, sir.
How we keep you informed. So these are the ways that we communicate with you guys.
Yes.
The first way is the Remind app. You can text. Okay, I forgot how this works.
81010.
You text.
You text that number, 81010.
You text at RHUMC Youth to the number 81010.
Correct.
Okay.
That's that winner. You did a good job.
What I thought.
That's well done.
All right,
well
so
said.
you text at RHUMC Youth to 81010, and then you'll be signed up for our Remind, and Jack is pretty good about sending out information via the Remind app, and you get lots of text messages, and it's lots of fun.
I love your honesty.
Yeah.
He's pretty good.
Yeah,
he's pretty good. That's a fair assessment.
Second way, we have our Facebook group. You can look us up, RHUMC Youth on Facebook. You do have to answer a couple questions to be let into the group because people are crazy out there. And we put information on that platform as well. The third way is email. When you fill out the youth form completely, we have your email, and we use it to also send out stuff through email. So that's 3 ways.
3 ways. And I would like to say about the email, if you ever unsubscribe to us, you won't get our emails. So if you're not getting our emails right now, you can let me know, and I'll go in. And usually, most time, at some point in time, you chose to unsubscribe from us. I'm not personally offended, but when we unblock that, you need to make sure not to block us again. So that'd be great. Or check your spam just to make sure. Newsletter. You won't be receiving a newsletter. We stopped a newsletter last year. Some things we copy and paste, and I forgot to take that out. But if you keep up with the 3 previous things, you'll be up to date. That newsletter was a great idea.
It worked for like 2 months.
2 months, it was fantastic.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, so at all of our youth events, we have behavior expectations for our students. And what we do is we have a 3-strike system. Okay, now top behaviors we'll often address will be, and this is not all of them, but these are the main ones. First off is not being with the group. Whenever we're here at youth or at anywhere, going to any event, there are certain places you're supposed to be. And if you are walking off from that and you're not being a part of that, that's a problem. We need you where you're supposed to be, so not being part of the group. Second one is causing physical or verbal harm. If they're yelling at somebody or hitting somebody, we're going to be taking issue with that. And the third one is excessive defiant behavior, like being a big distraction during small groups or during worship service. If your student is constantly being someone who's getting everybody off task, not listening, or things of that nature, these are issues, and we're going to address them. So here's how the 3-strike system works. First strike. Depending on what the severity of it, the student will receive their first warning, and the parents will receive a copy of the report. We have a written report that we make out whenever we have a strike, so that we know that it's happened, so that you know it's happened. We'll send that to you via email or some sort of digital means. Second strike, if the behavior issue happens again, we will fill out an incident report, and we will call the parent or guardian to help resolve the issue. That's whenever I'm calling you, and we're going to talk about how we can make this better. This will be their second warning. On the third strike, if it continues to the third strike, we will have the student take a break from youth. The length of the break is at the discretion of me, the youth director, but we will take a break as needed because we want to make sure that we are protecting all of our youth. And so that and I don't want to jinx it, but we have not gotten to a third strike. But we've had a couple other strikes out there. So, but this is our policy. We want to make sure you know how it works. And this is all in the interest of doing what's best for your child and for all of the other students here as well. All right, next slide. All right, August schedule. Now, I put this in here because at the beginning we talked about how it's going to be a little bit different. During August this year, we are going to be doing a 3-part series going over love God, love others, love self. And we're going to do it all together for the month of August. And the reason for that is because we're still setting up small group leaders and getting that all square. But on September 4th, Anthony, we are going to be doing our first all small group night party. It's going to be awesome. We'll introduce small group leaders to their small groups, things of that nature. For some of you, it'll be new people. For some of you, it'll be the same awesome people you've had. But we are going to not start that until September 4th.
Right.
So we just want to let you know next week when you come in, that's what's going to happen.
When they come in next week, Jack, where are they going to actually be?
Oh, they will be right in here in the fellowship hall.
Okay.
So you'll sign in every week when you come in, and right in here, boom.
Everybody together.
Everybody come together.
Okay.
Yeah, just felt welling up inside of me.
Thanks.
Okay. Anyway, so any questions? Do we have any questions from the chat, Connor? I'm interested to know. Do we have anybody even watching live? Because that would be.
We have like 60 people, but no one's asking anything.
Oh, we have 60 people. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys
Hold
for
on.
watching.
Hearts. Got a heart to you there. Okay. Well, here's the deal. If you have any questions about trips, about activities, about youth, about being a small group leader, or a Sunday school helper, or a bus driver, or anything like that, please let us know. Just reach on out. Again, we love your students. We love being a part of everything we got going on here at our church, and we are honored that you want to be a part of it. So, with that, Connor, do we have anything else before we let him go?
Stephen Peterson asked if we have a church name change.
Do we have a church name change? That we are in process of that, and the church will make official announcements about whenever our church name change happens. But thank you for asking, Stephen. But so yeah, everything that had RHUMC in it will be changing to something else, including our Facebook and all that. Yes, sir.
Well, he also just asked if it changes our social media, but you kind of just said that. So
Yes, it will change all those locations, but hopefully with a majority of those things, you will not have to re-sign up for something new.
Yeah.
We'll just be able to change the name.
But if you see something random coming from Jack Caldwell or myself, it's probably not fake, but it's okay to ask us just in case.
Yeah, if it's asking for money because we're
It still could be from us, but ask us
could be
just
from
in
us, but
case.
still ask.
Yeah.
We'll be clear about it. Anyway, but yes, thank you, Stephen. All right, any other questions from the chat?
not right now.
I feel like we're on one of those PBS share-a-thon type things.
That's kind of fun.
Trying to fill in time to see if anybody has any questions. Like, is anybody there?
Exactly.
Anybody have any questions?
And if no one has any questions, that's also fine.
Yeah.
But again, if you comment on this post later, if you're watching this not live but later, I'll be manning it and looking at it and seeing those things too. So, all right. Well, with that being said and all being done, we thank you for tuning in. Tuning in. That's such an old phrase. Like tuning in, you probably don't even know what that's from. Anyway, yeah. The radio.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Oh, I went too long.
Yeah.
Yeah. Love you. Bye.